My talk to you is a little bit personal. I really do think I have something to say. I hope I don't go into tears. The title of what I want to talk to you is a phrase that I learned about 8-9 years ago, and it's called, this husband said to his wife, "Your funny little ways don't bother me none." And the phrase leaped, when he spoke it, the phrase leaped into my person like I was totally unexpected. Now listen, the title of what I'm talking to you about is, "Your funny little ways don't bother me none." Now that could be hypocritical, or it could be true. Everyone has funny little ways, including you, including me. They are called idiosyncrasies, my strange way of approaching life or doing things. And I'm not trying to be pedantic here. I just want you to hear the fact. And so this husband says to his wife, "Your funny little ways don't bother me none." And I was so deeply convicted because I needed to hear that. Not only did I need to hear it, I needed someone to say that to me. Talk about idiosyncratic, man. I am example number one. I got so many strange, funny ways nobody would even believe it. And we've been married 64 years. And Judith, my dear, loving Judith, is idiosyncratic. She has really, really some very unusual personality things. And said, "Have you been married 64 years? Have you ever thought of divorce?" Never thought of divorce. Murder, yes, but not divorce. And so the conflict. So here's my appeal. It's two-sided, I think. First side of my appeal to you is my own. I began to minimize or deal with as many of my offensive idiosyncrasies as I could possibly identify. I'm trying to be normal, not weird or overt or extreme or determined, or what we might call personal sovereignty. I'm wanting badly to be integrated with my wife, my family, and my children. But the second piece of this is, I don't know whether either of them is most important, but the second piece is surrender of my sheriff's badge. Because I'm idiosyncratic means I want to change you. God loves us without changing us. He changes us so we will know freedom. And I want you to be free. I want us to walk in freedom. I don't want to put my thing on you. And in order for that to happen, I've got to take my sheriff's badge off and either destroy it or put it in the drawer, because I want you to hear me say, if you were my friend and I were your friend, I would like for me to say to you, as my friend, your funny little ways don't bother me. That means I am doing what Paul says in Romans 15. If you read it, I'm reading from the New American Standard. Other translations handle this very, very beautifully. But he says this, now we who are strong, in my idiosyncrasies, I know who I am and nobody's going to change me. Listen to this. We who are strong ought to bear the weaknesses of those without strength. And not just to please ourselves. I have taught this years past, but now I own it. I don't want to please myself. So consequently, I want to say to you, your funny little ways don't bother me anymore. I give you freedom to be who you are. After all the years of marriage, I think I may be marriage counseling right now in some consummate way that could be very meaningful. Because once your little ways offend me, my offense starts to grow. And then when you say that, or do that, or speak that way, or accomplish your funny little ways, then my offense increases. And the next thing you know, heavy arguments are precipitated over the most strange, unusual, unimportant things in the world. Now listen to what he says. You who are strong, mature, grown up, you should be able to say to your wife, to your friend, even to your own children, because your children have funny ways too. Oh my God. I don't want to please myself. I want to please you. And your funny little, you don't need to use those words, but the concept, your funny little ways don't bother me none. And he says this, each of us is to please our neighbor for his good and for his edification. What I want to do is make you safe and build you up. And so in order to do that, I need to accept, embrace, without qualification, who you are and how you respond to things. I've been called Jeremiah, the weeping prophet. Sometimes it offends me that I can't control my tears. But that's my temperament. And if you're going to be my friend, you got to get used to that. Listen to what he says. For even Christ did not please himself. And he said, I want you to love each other the way I loved you. And it broke over me like Niagara Falls. Oh, how Jesus Christ, Son of God, has embraced my idiosyncrasies and loved me in spite of how weird I really am. My Judith has done the same, my children. I have some really close friends. They have really accepted me, made room for me. And they took their sheriff's badge off too and said, "Here comes Mumford." And what that means is I'm bringing my package of idiosyncrasies, and you are mature enough to honor me like I am, and then honor the prophet. You get the prophet's reward. And I thought, of course, that's how it works. Jesus did not please himself. And I'm asking you, please, please, think through those words. You have funny little ways. The way you drive, the way you eat, even the way you think. That's yours. That's your own person. That's your own personality. When the Lord works with us, John the Apostle doesn't become Peter. Peter is idiosyncratic. John is idiosyncratic. And they found each other. Husband and wife find each other by embracing, by identifying and then releasing. Your funny little ways would allow us to become really deep, intimate, personal friends.